I definitely want to definitely want to talk about talk about stuff that's way more pressing. You know, what I mean, stuff that's that's way more um, headline worthy right now at the moment. You know, what I mean, so of course with you know so, so of course I'm talking about none other than I mean, none other than late WWE's latest huge like major signing. You know, someone who is, um, just someone who I consider to be a franchise star in the making. None other than the Queen herself, Jade Cargill, and and of course I've shown this picture before. By way of the tweet that I just shared. You know what I mean? But of course, Jade Cargill, business is about to pick up. The fact that ESPN reported her arrival speaks volumes. You know, and you know what I mean. And like I say, just like I say, it just like it's a testament of her of her upside, a testament of um, her value, of her potential, of her star power. You know what I mean, and just how she fits um, that WWE mold, how she fits that that prototype, that archetype of what they're looking for when it comes to a WWE superstar, especially when it comes to women's superstar, and so and just for her to come with this much fanfare, the fact, and I've said before, even on Turnbuckle Talk yesterday, on another that call into called Turnbuckle, as I mentioned before, Turnbuckle Talk, excuse me, tongue tied. But of course I was talking about how Jade has become bigger just off of this headline of signing with WWE than she's ever been during her AEW tenure. And the attention that she got just by walking to the performance center from that video, the attention that she received, just from that video of her yesterday walking to the performance center. I mean, like I said, that broke the internet, and there was a stat that WWE posted how that video of Jade going to the performance center. Um, Stop sharing, but yeah, like I said, how that video had like 14 million views, and the fact that the news hit WWE's website. You know what I mean? So for those that are constantly worried, constantly cynical about um, WWE fumbling the ball, people love to use that term. WWE quote unquote fumbling the ball with Jade Cargill. Now they have no other choice but to, um, you know, sorry about that. Like I say, the thing about it is that now WWE has no other choice but to put her in the best positions to succeed. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I say, like I said before, the thing about it is that WWE has officially put their own feet to the fire. So now they have no other choice but to give it the best possible opportunities, put in the best positions to succeed, best positions to thrive, and so and the thing about it is that for me, I would say that Jade going going from AEW to WWE is like going from the Clippers to the Lakers. So, Jay being in going from AEW to WWE is like going from the Clippers to the Lakers, right? And and so it's just that it's just like she was um, a large fish in a small pond, if not a shark in a small pond. So now she is inside an aquarium. So now she's with the best of the best that will give her no other choice but to step her game up. And so it's just like for her being such a high commodity when it came to her signing. What I mean? It's just like I said, so much attraction, so much fanfare, but at the same time, one could also say that it's on one end you can say that it's great to put a target on her back, for those that may start to feel insecure. That may this may this could possibly reveal certain insecurities in other superstars. You know what I mean? And also it's just like it's just like like the ball is in your court. Now it's time for you to shoot. And of course, by the way, um, as a matter of fact, with the news of Jade, like when there were all rumors of Jade going to WWE, when the news hit, her going to the Performance Center and all this other type of stuff, and people were concerned about her having a name change. And of course, I want to give a special shout out to Stephanie Hypes, who on Twitter, who's the #1 Becky Lynch fan, by the way. She was coming up with with different possible names, names for Jade in WWE. Like I said, whether it was Jade Storm, Jade Sapphire, I think it was like the top 2 names that came up. I was like, Jade Storm was actually WWE. It would be funny if the finishing would be the Quiet Storm. Of course, a tribute to the Mobb Deep, and of course, she might be funny in things. Somebody even did posted like somebody like a GIF of Lil Kim doing that Mobb Deep dance, that Quiet Storm dance, whatever, as Jay sent up finisher. You know what I mean? So I thought that was just downright hilarious. And so so of course for me, I have no chill at all when it comes to these names. You know what I mean? So of course that kind of pretty much caught on for a little while. But of course this was all before we found out that Jade is going to keep her name, right? And so with that, so of course with that being said, I know that shout out to Jabba Tears, of course, but especially Wilkins. So Wilkins, like I know one of his biggest criticisms, one of the biggest critiques that we had for Jade is he's always said that Jade hasn't had enough reps, right? So now Jade has checked that off, check that box off her list, right? In terms of getting reps, in terms of getting more training, getting more time in the ring and things like that. So I think that was the biggest critique, because the fact that was the biggest critique of Jade in AEW when it came to her in-ring skills, and there wasn't. And I know the biggest critique was the fact that a lot of people felt that she hadn't really shown enough progress, enough growth, and I think that's a big reason why when Black Wrestling did their VIP 50, Jade went from number 3 last year to number 13 number 13 this year, because I think a big reason why is because a lot of people felt that Jade's matches still look the same, not like seeing pretty much not much has really changed, and how limited her moveset was. But near the end of her AEW tenure, those last 2 matches, apparently she started to show more improvement, more growth in the ring. You know what I mean? And like she started, I guess, to look more comfortable in the ring. You know what I mean? And so I would say that to me, will be more upside to carry over into WWE. And so of course, yesterday, in Jade's very first day at WWE, she was in the Performance Center. Of course, the pictures are out there of her training and getting her reps, and just really being a student of the game, just soaking everything in. What I mean? It's like just when it comes to just absorbing so much. Just absorbing as much of the business as she possibly can to be the very best that she could possibly be. And I know that sounds very cliche, but I firmly believe that. And also today I was listening to Jay's interview on the Masked Man show with David Shoemaker and Kaz, and she addressed doing more reps and being the best that she could possibly be, and also when it comes to just when it comes to like the ideas of potential matchups, and really it's just like really it's just like so many scenarios that you can throw Jade in when it comes to rivalries. You know what I mean? And also like in the fact that the Jade is still trending even today. A day later, Jade is still doing numbers on the internet. You know what I mean? And You know, and like I said, that just speaks volumes to her star power. Just speaks volumes to now she is in the best environment to succeed. She is now in the very best environment to um, to grow. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you know, the thing about it, also in the best environment to make a bigger mainstream name for herself, right? You know, and I feel as though in AEW, she wasn't really afforded those type of crossover opportunities because the thing is that fan base is more so about quote unquote work rate. You know what I mean? Like you know, like that fan base isn't really into you know. I'm not gonna paint a broad brush, but but the general consensus when it comes to the typical AEW fan base, um, they're you know if anything, you know AEW's not doesn't really care too much about mainstream pop culture stuff. They're not really invested in um, you know like the SBs and Wally Mania and ESPN and all this other stuff, you know, all these other venues and things like that. Even though Jade did make an appearance on the Breakfast Club, but you know, but the thing about it is that you know, like the thing about it is, generally speaking, AEW doesn't really cater to those outlets. They don't really cater to those markets. You know, like it's more so about you know it's more so about wrestling, you know, what I mean, like work rate, and you know, like you know, they cater more towards the indie crowd. You know what I mean? So like that's why you have like some Young Bucks and JF, you know, Darby and Hook and all you know all these other people and stuff like that. You know, like you know if anything, like I say, you know, they you know like they cater more towards um, the indie fans, right? And so you know you know meanwhile, Jade is more so when it comes more so catered towards the sports entertainment aspect. You know, you know she could certainly improve so much more by leaps and bounds in the ring, but at the same time, in WWE, presentation is first. You know, Vince know. You know, the thing is, Vince has seen so many people that can wrestle. Wrestle, but his question is, can you sports entertain? You know, and so you know, Jade has that presentation. You know, there are people you know who've been asking whether or not Jade needs a manager, you know, and whatnot. But you could give her one, but I still firmly believe that Jade can more than hold her own on the mic. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and like I said, you know, it's just that to see Jade do numbers online just off of a WWE site, and it's just like you know, it's just pretty much, you know, I mean, it's just like a who's who when it comes to, um, you know, who you know, it just pretty much boils down to a who's who of different possibilities and different opponents for Jade to face, and certainly she is certainly Jade has caught the attention of many different people. You know what I mean? Like it was like you know, make let me slow down, like I said, many different you know like many different stars within the company to the point where Bianca Belair liked one of Jade's posts, so she knows what's up. You know what I mean? Charlotte Flair in a previous interview going into WrestleMania, Charlotte was asked, you know, like who she went to face. Jade's name is one of the names that came up, right? And so, you know, so the thing about it is that, and also, let's see, let me go and share this. There was recently an interview from Becky Lynch. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So like I said, I mean, like I said, the thing about it is that you know, it was recently an interview with Becky Lynch where she said, "I watch all the products referencing other promotions, of course, AEW, Impact, whatever you want to name." I think it's great. More women with more platforms. I think she has a lot to. She has a lot of work to do when she gets here. But if she's willing to do that, just look at her. She's a star. It's more people for me to get in the ring with and kick their asses. What I mean. And so yeah, so as far as that, what I mean. So like I said, the fact, like I said, the fact that that Jade is on some, like on a lot of people's on a lot of people's radars. You know what I mean? Like I said, especially like especially with the bigger names, like I said, like Becky's, your Bailey's. You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, Bailey even quote tweeted the headline of Jade joining WWE. You know what I mean? As far as like of course, so, like as far as as far as like calling herself a role model and things like that. And so Jade even talks about her goals, in WWE. She says, I understand why I'm here. I want to capture gold. I want to headline WrestleMania, but none of that is handed out. I want to work to create those phenomenal moments. Let me see. Let me go ahead and share it again. Anyway. Yeah, so for those, see, I'm looking, like I'm really getting the hang of this the sharing thing. It's funny. Yeah, so like I said, of course, by way of Fightful. So anything that Fightful reports, you can definitely bank on. Fightful is wrestling's version of Woj when it comes to the NBA. So of course, Jade Cargill talks about goals in WWE. I understand what I'm here for. I want to capture gold and I want to headline WrestleMania, but none of that is handed out. I want to work to create those phenomenal moments. I want to have marquee matches. I want to get people talking. I want to create something bigger than myself. And so what better place to do that is, what better place to do that than WWE, at least in my estimation. And so, what I mean? So it's just like, I know that Jade is going to do absolutely, like I said, just going to do absolutely phenomenal things. And so, so of course, like I said, like I said, the fact that she's on so many different people's radars right now, and I know the ultimate marquee match that everybody wants to see, out of this whole Jade Cargill acquisition, this whole thing is, if anything, this is the number one attraction out of all the, like I said, out of all the other Jade Cargill possibilities. Dream matches is none other than Queen versus Queen, Black Excellence. You know what I mean? Like, two strong, fearless, powerful, independent Black women wrestlers. You know what I mean? And it's just like, like I said, they are, actually that they're inspirational. And it's just like so many of the words that I can name. Like, so Jade versus Bianca is, is at the top of a lot of people's lists when it comes to the ultimate marquee matchup for Jade. You know what I mean? And of course, like I said, not just the thing about not just Jade versus Bianca, but also Jade versus Charlotte. You know what I mean? It's like I said, Jade versus Charlotte, Jade versus Rhea, Jade versus Bailey, Jade versus Asuka, Jade versus the world at this point. And so I know there are people who who want to see her go in NXT first. That'd be great. Because because of the fact that she's going to be under the wings of none other than Mr. WrestleMania himself, Shawn Michaels, an all-time great GOAT in his own right. You know what I mean? And someone who you have no other choice but to step your game up around him. Like I said, when it comes to Shawn Michaels, Smiley, and so there is a multitude of training that Jade can certainly have under her wing. And so, you know what I mean? So like I said, like I said, it really, just to me, I would say that the possibilities are limitless. The possibilities are absolutely endless when it comes to, Jade's. Sorry about that. Like I said, the thing about it is that, like I said, the possibilities for Jade are, like I said, are just incredible. You know what I mean? So, as I said before, I am someone who's even though I'm realistic, but I'm not going to be all the way pessimist about things. Because the fact that it's easy for people to look at WWE pessimistically. I guess that's a word. You know what I mean? Just because of the previous track record. But I'm one of those people that, I mean, it's easy to look at what's been done wrong, but also, I think I firmly believe at you know at what has been done right. Because if WWE WWE is more known for doing things wrong than doing things right. If the wrong far outweighs the right, then they would not be in business for as long as they've been in business. You know, um, so they have had their fair share of L's, but they have had more than their fair share of W's. So I feel as though that term, the term fumble the bag or fumble the ball, it's just like I want to go ahead and just grab a sledgehammer and smash that uh, phrase. Just because it's been so overused, and the thing is, it's like people there are times people will use it, even out of context. People use that term even without a situation really being fumbled. It may feel like some people may feel like something will be fumbled in their eyes, but it could be a success in another way. You know, if that makes any sense. But yeah, like I said, I'm one of those people who looks at the glass half full rather than half empty. You know what I mean? And so I'm looking at the glass half full when it comes to Jade. You know, and so um, like I said, I wish just nothing but the absolute best for her. You know what I mean? And just keep looking up because the best is yet to come. So maybe that that is the way I look at things. And so